What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one in my continued coverage on this Diddy trial situation. This video, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm giving it to you from my perspective of if I'm a juror, because that's how I'm watching the trial. That's how I'm listening to it. I know a lot of the legal jargon and stuff like that, so I'm not lost in there. And it's just from my trial coverage throughout the years. You know, I know a little bit about, the courtroom and stuff and the language and everything like that, the procedures, stuff like that. And when I just to give you a little perspective, I started this channel really on the Aaron Hernandez trial. And I was just I said I'm gonna look at it from a juror's perspective. Now, the only difference is I'm not I'm not gonna I'm not I don't have the evidence close up on me. I would not be in a deliberation room. So these are just my opinions. The juror opinions matter the most out of anybody, really, that's commenting on this case and giving their opinions. Everybody's giving their opinions on it. And, just from what they have experienced so far. So far, like I said, I'm watching this. I'm listening to it very closely. If I'm sitting there as a juror, like the 13th juror, like that. That's what I usually used to say back in the day. 13th juror, but it's still my opinion. And like I would not be talking to other people, like trying to come up with a verdict for Combs, like that. But I look at it from that perspective. So yeah, so far I've been there 2 weeks. We completed our second week of testimony. I believe it's considered the third week because jury selection. I wasn't there for jury selection. I was thinking about coming there for jury selection, but I probably wouldn't have gotten in because it's just limited seating at that particular time. So that's why I said early on, I'm not going to be there for jury selection, although I would love to have witnessed that whole process as well. That process of selecting the jury. It's like a science to select the jury, but I wasn't there. I was listening to it from Inner City Press. I was reading it actually. And so first off, they're charging him with the RICO, and he has like 40 some counts or something like that to beat to actually walk free. That's a lot. It's almost like he's going to be found guilty on something. He may not be found guilty on everything, but his goal, his team and their goal is ultimately for him to be acquitted on all charges. That's the goal, right? The next best thing after that is the jury is hung up on all the charges. Now, what could happen, the jury, it's a couple scenarios here that can take place during deliberation. And once they complete their deliberations, they could have a verdict on all of the charges. I mean, they reached a verdict on everything. Or they could be hung up on some charges and not all and found and made a vote on the other charges. That could happen as well. If that happens, the judge more than likely will accept that. Like, okay, well, let us know what you found him guilty on and what you hung up on. Because whatever they find him guilty on, that still carries a lengthy jail time, for him, depending on what it is. But he will want the ideal scenario for the defense is for them to have a verdict on everything and found innocent. I mean, not guilty on all the counts. It's a lot of counts, but that's the ultimate goal. But they could come back and say, look, we couldn't come up with a decision on some of the counts, but we came back with a decision on the other counts, and then they'll read them off. Now, what happens if he's acquitted on those counts? Your That's a good question, right? Because what if he's acquitted on the counts that they were able to come up with unanimous verdict on? What happens if they find him innocent? I mean, not guilty. Excuse me. Would he stay in the MDC, or would they let him go because they were hung up on the other charges? Or would the state, I mean, the government come back and say, no, we're going to hold him and try him again on those other charges? I don't think so. I think he could possibly skate on that. Um, that's just my opinion on it. I don't know. It just depends on the charges that they find him, that they came to a unanimous decision on. But I am suspecting, I'm anticipating them reaching a verdict on all of the counts. And this is not easy for a juror. So, like I said, I'm just acting like I'm a juror, but I'm not a juror because their job is very hard right here because they have to decide someone's fate. You know, they have to decide someone's fate, so they have to deliberate and really take it seriously. It's a really serious matter when you trying to come up with a situation to come up with a verdict. They're gonna have that in mind where he's gonna lose his liberties. And I suspect this jury is gonna come up with a verdict on all of the counts. That's what I'm feeling. Just from from the completion of the second week. Now, don't get me wrong, we still have quite a bit of trial to go here. We still have a long way to go because they still have more people testifying. We don't know what they're gonna say in their testimonies. Um, like that. Like, I'm not judging any party here that's involved in this, Cassie or Diddy. I'm not judging them. I'm listening to the evidence and trying to see if I could come up with a verdict. Obviously, I can't come up with a verdict right now because it's only the end of the second week of testimony. So if you're gonna judge this fairly, you gotta wait until it's all completed to really be fair about this. So that's what I plan to do. Just wait until um the government rests their case and the defense rests their case. Because remember, the defense still have to put on their case. Once all the people have testified for the government, they can rest their case at that point. And they could pivot as well, meaning that I heard they sent out a lot of subpoenas. So they could pivot and bring other people in, just depending on how the case is flowing for them. So I don't know all the people. I can only guess that Christina Coram is going to testify, and we know that this lady, her name is Capricorn Clark. She's supposed to testify Tuesday. I don't know about Roger Bonds, but I hear his name come up a lot. So I'm thinking he may testify just because his name is coming up a lot in people testimonies. It came up with Cassie and a few others. They named Roger Bonds. All of the former assistants named Roger Bonds during their testimony. So I have to wait for all that's done. And I still can't come up with a verdict on my own until the defense put on their case, because you got to be fair. Um, I can listen to this case without emotion because, like, I don't know any of the parties involved. So I have the ability to do that, and the jurors can too because they don't know any of the parties personally. But I know one thing: they don't leave their common sense at the door. Their common sense doesn't leave when they go in that deliberation room. Their experiences, their common sense, they're gonna have to draw inference off certain things, and certain things are circumstantial, as we know, and they're gonna have to put it all together to try to come up with a verdict. Um, and that is rather difficult because, again, you're this a human being sitting there, and your decision based on your decision, that person could either walk and get their liberties back or spend a significant amount of time behind bars. So it's a very serious thing for the jury. But for me, the jury is the most important people in that courtroom. It's not the judge. It's not the lawyers on either side, whether it's the government or defense, family, onlookers, even myself. It's the jury. The jury has to sit there and, they take notes and stuff, but that's just for them for that particular moment. But when they go in there, they're not using their notes. They're using the evidence. Um, they have to listen to the evidence. Sometimes they might have to read transcripts, look at videos again. They may say to the judge, we need to listen, we need to watch a video and we need to do this. A lot of legal experts are commenting on this, saying that they don't think they may get him on a RICO, but they're going to get him on something. For him, that's not good if they get him on something. That's not good when they say that. He's going to get found guilty on something. No, he wants to be found not guilty on everything. Because that means it's just that simple. As soon as the verdict is read, he's found innocent on not guilty on everything. He walks right out of that courtroom. As soon as the judge thanked the jury, saying now you could talk to the press if you want to, he can walk free right out of that, right where we're standing. He can walk right out of there and get in that van with his family and go back to his normal life. I don't know if it's going to be normal. What you think normal is to him, because he still have these civil cases ahead of him. I do anticipate a lot of these civil cases to be thrown out. I do. You still need evidence. For me, you still need evidence. Only difference with the civil case is the burden is not so high. The burden is very high, as we know, in a criminal case. The government, and this time we say the government, not the state. I usually listen to state cases. We say the state, but the government has the highest burden of proof. At this stage of the game, do I think Diddy should testify? I don't know. It's too early to say. I don't know if he will testify. He has the right not to testify, and the jury cannot hold that against him if he decide he don't want to testify. So I'm not caring about that. If he don't testify, it's okay. We looking at the evidence here, based upon, for me as the juror. We just completed week 2. If I'm sitting here thinking about all the things that I heard, there is violence. There was violence. We saw it with the hotel video. Now, let me stop right there. The hotel video is very problematic for many levels. The jury can see that in the deliberation room. They could watch that video over and over again. And we have not heard from Jules. Now, this guy named Jules, he was supposed to have been in a hotel room when she was trying to leave on that video. Will he testify? I don't know. Will he testify that what is he going to testify to? That's what I'll be paying close attention to. What kind of fight did they have? What was the reason for the fight? Was the reason for the fight is that she couldn't do it anymore? She want to leave? Because if that's the case, that's a problem. Now, it's still a problem because she got stomped out on the video, as we see, and that's illegal. You can't do that. Just because someone want to leave don't mean you should put hands on them because they're leaving. And then he came back and did it again, and she put her hands up and she went to the ground. That right there is very, very damaging for his case. Even in this short juncture, it is very damaging for his case, in my opinion. If I'm sitting there as the juror, it's very damaging because it's showing a pattern now. And then we also heard from some of the assistants, and one of the assistants, the last assistant, said that he did not want to testify. He received immunity deal. When I find that out, just from what I know, if I find out somebody received the immunity deal, that means they took part in something. I don't know what exactly he took part in, but he took part in something. Like he took part in, setting up the hotels and stuff like that. All right. But he did mention they were on a plane. They were on a plane, and him and Cassie got into it, and he heard glass breaking. And he looked back and he said that he saw He said he saw Puff standing over Cassie. Her legs is up in the air trying to prevent him from hitting her, and he had a glass in his hand. What that telling me is he has no regard for the safety of anybody if he's going to do that on a plane in the air. That's what that's telling me. That part of the testimony is very damaging. Just that part. That's showing that he had no regard. And another thing that the former assistant said, personal assistant said, nobody did anything. Nobody did anything. Nobody went to her aid. And he also said, she said, I quote, she said, is anybody seeing this? And everybody just ignored her, which means that he had a bunch of yes men, like I had said before. This is why he's in this situation now. He had too many yes men around him. He was supposed to have somebody to stand on it and separate him from her. And if he was trying to fight me, listen, I'm a bodyguard. He would have got taken down on that plane. He would have got subdued on that plane. And then that would have been the rest. That would have been my job right there. I'm not going to allow. I'm not going to allow somebody. I'm not going to allow somebody to put their hands on a woman and I'm in my presence and I'm in a bodyguard. I'm not going to allow it. Because in my mind, even though he's my principal, I'm protecting her too. And I'm also protecting him from from going to jail. Because what if she pressed charges after that plane landed? If she had pressed charges and he had got in trouble when that plane landed, it's the bodyguards on that plane fault. It's everybody on that plane fault. It's Puff's fault too, because he shouldn't have put his hands on her, right? So it's ultimately his fault. But it could have been prevented if you had held him back. So in my mind, I took a mental note of that. I said he has an issue. He has a what you call a he has a uh he can't, what do you call it? An anger issue. He has an anger issue. Because anytime you got to put hands on her, she's on her back on the plane and she got her legs up preventing him from hitting her. She had both her legs up preventing him from hitting her. He has major anger issues. And also I noted that it was on the flight and they're in the air. That's what I noted. I would have wrote that down in my book as a juror. He has anger issues. That's what I would have written down. That's not good. I'm going to tell you guys, this is not good. One of the legal analysts said that they might be on the side of the government in this case because of all the violence. Okay, so they may, with all the circumstances, circumstantial evidence involving Kid Cudi, they're more prone to believe that he had somebody burn Kid Cudi's car. Although, even though it had female DNA, right? They might lean towards, since he got anger issues, he had this done. And it makes sense because he found out that she was messing with somebody else and he got emotional and just totally crashed out. That's what I'm thinking. That's not good for him right now. But I will give him the benefit of the doubt because the defense hasn't put on their case yet. But I'm telling you, they behind the 8 ball. They're still behind. As of right now, if I'm a juror, they're still behind. They're still behind. And we heard multiple counts from people now from their testimony that he did things to hide what he did to her. That's illegal according to this whole criminal enterprise. They could find, right as of right now, just with the evidence they have right now, they could find him guilty on 2 predicate acts right now, as of right now. Because if you even the stuff he say, you have to, anything you say can and will be held against you in the court of law, right? When he said you can't come around my kids, you got to stay in a hotel, and then he had assistants bring her food and stuff, because this was what the assistant said. I had to bring her food to her hotel. The bodyguards are there. That is the 2nd predicate act. They're done now. If I had to, I would find him guilty as of today. I would find him guilty on a RICO. I would find him guilty. as of right now. And I will find him guilty on arson as of right now. That's why this is not good. But to be fair, you got to listen to everything because the jury did promise both sides that they will hear all of the evidence before they come up with a decision, right? They could they said they agreed to be fair and impartial. Okay? They agreed to that. That's their job. But if it ended today, they have met their burden on those two predicate acts. They have met it. They met their burden. And that's very crazy that I'm saying this. The reason why I'm saying that is that if he beat her up, right? If he beat her up, even though it's considered domestic violence, but they tacked on the RICO on him. They tacked the RICO on. Being that he's been labeled the RICO, where are the two predicate acts at? Did he beat her up? Did he beat her up? And we saw the photos, and did he keep her up in the hotel to get her healed up? And also, it said that he took her to he had the guards take her, security take her to a plastic surgeon. Okay, and keep her up in the hotel so she can heal up. That's a predicate act. It is because he's using people in his organization to hide certain things, and his defense, they still have a lot of work to do. It's not their fault though. They only working with the hand that they're dealt. Okay, they're working with the hand that they're dealt. As far as I'm concerned, he may have should have taken a deal here. He still could take a he could still tell his lawyer, say, hey, listen, can I get that deal now? And it's up to the judge's discretion at this point on whether he want to let him take that deal or not. It's up to the judge's discretion. Okay, at this late juncture in the trial, did he want to take a deal because he can't go no more? Or he just take it all the way to what we say the jury, take it to the deliberations and take his gamble that way. But being that people got to understand that he's being charged with a RICO here. So what are the predicate acts? And then also we heard from her mother saying that she had to take out a equity line of credit for $20,000 and she wired it to Bad Boy via her bank, her credit union. Okay, that's not good. Why did she do? I'm asking myself, why did she do that? Why did she feel compelled to wire him $20,000? He demanded money, though. He did. He demanded money and said that these videos coming out. That's not good. That's not good. Even though he sent the money back, so I'm like, okay, he sent the money back because he probably was in his emotions and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell some guys this. I'm gonna tell you this, or ladies, if you have anger issues and you can't keep your hands to yourself, it's best to stay single. It's best to stay single, man, because we heard from the doctor the moment you lay hands on somebody, their brain doesn't forget it. It's too late now. Once you do that, you cross the line. And I'm gonna tell you something. Nobody has a right to have dominion over somebody else's life. If she was with Kid Cudi, he has to move on. It hurts, but he has to move on. He had other girlfriends. Why can't she have other boyfriends? Because it's a double standard with some men. It is. It's usually men that don't have fathers, man. In their life, they have this issue dealing with women. It's usually when they don't have fathers in their life or had an older male figure in their life to help raise them. They usually run into this issue, man. They usually do. Fathers are very important, man. Father figures or fathers are very important in a child's life. It has to be a balance. It has to be your mother and your father. It has to be. You don't even have to be together. That man just have to be in that kid's life. There's a balance. If not, there's an off balance. There's an imbalance, excuse me. There's an imbalance with him. He's insecure too. He's insecure. That's what I'm getting from this. This is not looking good. I'm coming from the perspective of me listening to this case because I'm listening for certain details and they're checking the boxes. Everybody's saying this is domestic, this no domestic. You're missing the point. He's been charged with a racketeering, people. That's what they labeled him as. They only need 2 predicate acts and they move on. Then the jury can move on to the next. That's it. Once they establish the 2 predicate acts, they can now move on. At this juncture, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move on. Okay, cool. I know people saying they have to catch him. No, you don't leave your common sense at the door when you're deliberating. Do you feel like he built? I know I felt like he did blow Kid Cudi's car up. I feel like he did, not blow it up, but set fire to it. I don't feel like he did it. I feel like he had somebody. I know he had somebody do it. That's the way I'm feeling, and I'm not hung up on it. I don't have no doubt. I don't have no doubt because Capricorn had called and called Cass and said we at Kid Cudi's house now. Sean is in the house, and she sound nervous as fuck. And then when he got to the house, his presence was open and his dog was in the bathroom locked up. I have no doubt that he had somebody do this. Ain't that dangerous? I have no doubt. They have damn near convinced me that he had somebody do it. Imagine if I'm on the jury. He's in trouble. If I'm on the jury, he's in trouble. He's in trouble because I'm ready to move on. I said, we don't have to waste time on this Rico here. We don't have to waste time. Here's the predicate acts right here. Here they are right here. The first predicate act is at the hotel that we saw. Did he well actually no. I can have a debate on that one. I can have a debate, even though, yeah, like I said, it's you can't hold somebody against their will. You can't hold somebody against their will. Now, when you say, well, he didn't hold her against her will, yes, he did. It only have to be for a few seconds to hold somebody against their will. Did you know kidnapping doesn't have to be that long to consider it kidnapping? I learned this from another trial. It in coercion and kidnapping and force, it was all on that video. It was all on a video. So that's one right there. That's down right now. We can check the box off. Now the Kid Cudi situation, I don't have no doubt that he had somebody do it. I'm checking the box off. So he's lucky I'm not on the jury because I've already checked the box off. I'm already ready to go on to the other stuff. Let's go to the guns now. Now I'm ready to go to the guns. Okay, if I go to the guns, okay, that I will wait until his until the defense present their case. If they don't mention the guns, I'm checking the box off. Because first of all, the guns are in his bedroom. It's implied that it's his. The serial number is the face. It's called a throwaway. I'm checking the box off. I'm done with the Rico. I'm done with it. And I got him on the gun charges. I got him on that too. I have him on that. If I'm a juror right now, I have him on that. I understand that people keep guns in their house, right? I understand that people keep guns in their house because it's the South. Yeah, but it's not normal to keep guns in your house with the serial number off. It's not normal. And he's lucky this wasn't a state case in Virginia because they would have charged him for every bullet. They would have gave him a count for every single bullet. What if he had 30 some bullets? He would have had 30 counts plus the gun charges, which would have been essentially life, essentially. Yeah, they charge you for every bullet. Every bullet they charge you for here, man. I mean, in Virginia. Every bullet. So I'm already checking the boxes off now so I can move on, even at this early juncture. You just can't simply say to me, they're just simply not my clients. You can't say that to me. Because we've already had 2 people testify to the The diner incident. I believe it now because Suge talked about it. Suge just recently talked about the Mel's Diner incident. I was waiting for him to say something. If he said it happened, he said, yeah. But he said the only problem is if Puff had got out with them guns, he wouldn't have had a trial. I believe him too. They would have killed Puff. He said it wouldn't. He said we had more people than he had. He said it would have been a great American shootout out there. He wouldn't have made it. I believe it. I believe he wouldn't have made it. So actually, that incident really did happen because Suge confirmed it. But nothing happened though. Suge, nothing happened. But he did see the bodyguard. I know what the lawyer's saying. You have to show. Don't know. You can draw inference off the evidence already and use your common sense. I'm using my common sense to say he didn't rip Kid Cudi's car himself. He had somebody do it. I don't have no doubt on that now. I don't have no doubt on it. I think the reason is he crashed out. He crashed out. And this is a problem here because I'm looking at this as if I'm a juror. I'm taking the emotion out of it. I don't care about like, okay, his freakiness. Okay, fine. I'm not judging him on that. But this is what I am judging him on. During those freak offs, did she get beat up? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, he's in trouble. He's in trouble with me. He's in trouble. Now, I want to know why she got beat up. Why? Were you guys just arguing and over something else, or y'all arguing over the goddamn freak off? If y'all are arguing over the freak off, he's in trouble. And here's the crazy part: he's really gonna be in trouble because Capricorn is getting ready to set to testify. He's really gonna be in trouble. Really gonna be in trouble. We ain't even heard from the chef yet. Okay, but Capricorn is damaging, and if we hear from KK, I'll just throw the hat down and drop the mic because that'll be the nail in the coffin. And Roger Bonds. It'll be Roger Bonds. It'll be KK and it'll be Capricorn. But that might be enough for the nail right there. Because those three, they were with him a lot. So that's an extreme problem, man. That's an extreme problem. That's why I don't knock the lawyers here. I know what the lawyer's saying. There was a female DNA on it. Okay. Okay, what is that saying? Okay, he had a female do it then. That's what you're telling me? Because that's what I'm believing. And I'm not having no doubt on that he did something to that man's car because he sent text messages already. Okay? I'm not forgetting that. He sent text messages that he wants something done to that man's car. Okay? So it's over with for me. Let's go on to the next predicate act. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with it. So that means as of right now, in my mind, he's going to jail for at least 20. At least right now. I can't do call-ins because I got to be careful with this commentary because if I say something wrong, I'd rather for me to say it. I can't I don't know what you guys are going to say when you come on here. I don't know what you're going to say. And I can't because they're listening. People are listening, so I have to be careful what I say. So if I say something bad, they just got to come to me. I don't want to risk my channel because somebody said something. You know what I'm saying? I got to go to federal court every day. So yeah, I have to do this solo. You just call me Han Solo, man. Just call me Han Solo, man. I'm getting my Hans Solo on. Because I know how this thing works. I know what to say and not to say. So I'm coming this from my perspective as if I'm a juror. And I said again, just to give you a disclaimer, I'm not the jury. So my opinion still doesn't matter. It's the jury that matters, not me. Um, I'm just giving my opinion, like that on how I see things, right? Um, that hotel video was a problem. The reason why it's relevant because she says she's leaving a freak off. So I'm assuming she is leaving a freak off because Jules was in there. So I that's a freak off. What Jules doing there? What is he doing there? Just they talking about the Bible, like what they doing. So and he put his hands on her way too many times. He did way too many times. One is enough. He put it way too many times. Way too many times. So I already know he behind the eight ball. He's behind. And like I said, we have not heard from Christina Coram. We're soon to hear from Capricorn. We haven't heard from Roger Bonds. I'm assuming we're going to hear from him. And that should be it, because the reason why I say that is because they know where the bones are buried. They do. They know where the bones are buried, man. And I heard some of his people. Oh, let me just say this real quick because his lawyer mentioned this, so I got to be fair. All the freak off tapes from the parties and stuff, that does not exist. His lawyer said it when all the freak off parties you said they got of different celebrities and stuff like that. That's not even a part of evidence. That wasn't even collected. That's what she's saying. It's not there. So she said that all the people that were making videos and saying stuff about him in the media, they were saying stuff that was false. They didn't collect none of that stuff. That's not a part of this trial. It didn't involve kids either. It's not a part of this trial. So I'm saying, is everybody lying? Because people said that there were drugs in the baby oil. There was no drugs in the baby oil. None. So people were just talking. I get it because I was talking too. But I also said that we're going to have to wait for the evidence. We're not privy to the evidence that they have. We're not. We don't know what they have. We can only speculate. That's what I said. We can only speculate what they have. But people, they were certain that he had drugs in that baby oil. Some people testified that some people made videos that he had drugs in the baby oil. Those people are nowhere involved in this trial right now. None. Not none. At least not right now. I haven't seen them at the court. Nothing. Nothing. I don't know. There's no Justin Bieber tape, man. They said it was. Where is it? Because he could have got charged for it. Where is it? Where's the Justin Bieber tape, man? Where are the Justin Bieber tapes? They're not. There are no Justin Bieber tapes. We're only judging him based on the evidence here at this trial. Now, being that I'm talking about my perspective, but what if the jury is hung up on the firebombing? Then they have to move on. You have it has to be beyond reasonable doubt. You can't be hung up on this now. You can't have doubts. If you have doubts, it don't matter what you feel about him. You have to let him walk. You have to, because if I had doubts on that, I'm like, I got to let him walk. I got doubts on it. What if they think he wasn't running no criminal enterprise? Okay, that's going to be on the jury. And if they do come back and find him, if they acquit him on all charges, I'm not going to say they wrong because they're the jury. I told you their opinion is the only one that matters. That's it. Um, yeah, they're the only one that matters right now. That's really that simple. They go back there and deliberate. They go through each count, make their decision. Sometimes they have to refer to the evidence or the exhibits to see if they can get their answer that way. If not, if they're still hung up, move on. If they all doubting then they have to say not guilty on that charge if they all have doubts now. No, we don't think he did that. Let's move on. Can he beat all those charges and walk free? Is we gonna see? I'm just giving you I'm saying my opinion don't matter. But can he walk free, guys? Can he beat it? Can he beat this now? But I tell you one person that I didn't believe was gone. I believe her situation is money motivated. And I believe this is what I believe. Her partner got paid already. And maybe she didn't get what she wanted, and here she is. I don't believe her. Miss Westmoreland, Diddy's attorney did a good job with that. Also, Brian still did a good job with the person that was at head of security at the hotel. I see why Cassie sued that hotel. He leaked the video. He took it home to his wife. So yeah, she had a right to sue the hotel. And he said it in court. He said he recorded the video on his camera phone. And so his wife will believe him. He said that. So I'm not really rocking with him. I'm not. But I do believe him when he said there was another guy in the hotel room. And Cassie said it too. It was Jules. Even though we didn't see him. But Jules didn't testify. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I don't know. You said you cannot believe Cassie survived all this. That's God. That's you gotta God has the final say in everybody's life. And then you move on to the next. It just wasn't her time to go. That's how you gotta see it. It wasn't her time. It wasn't his time to go either, because he did a lot too. He even said it. We lucky to be alive. He is lucky. Now, what if I had to see? I was listening to what Big Gene said. He was talking about this because he talked about this is before he went to court. He did an interview. But he's in court now. But he was saying that you know, it's all the people he wronged in his life. You know, he's there for that. But he's really there for this whole Rico situation. That's what he's there for. You know, whatever he did in his past life and stuff, we can't judge him on that. We judge him on based on the evidence that's in front of us. I'm not judging him on what I think happened with Biggie. He's not on trial for that. You know what I'm saying? He's not on trial for anything involving children. He's not on trial for that. A lot of people said it. Oh, they got videos of kids. They got videos of that, and they got videos of the drugs and the baby oil. He's running drugs, and golly, ain't none of that the feds had presented. I knew they didn't, because they didn't present it in their opening statements. Now, do these tapes exist? Possibly, but the feds didn't get them when they raided his house. Lil Rod case damn near got thrown out. So what is that telling you? It hasn't completely got thrown out. He has another court date. You know, it hasn't got thrown out, but some of it did. Some of the accusations got thrown out. I mean, some of the what he was accusing them of. He still have action, but I don't know where it's going. I do believe that he did a lot of bad things to people, and they want their revenge now, because everybody is talking. Now, what Chopper said, if he gets no, not Chopper, Freddie P. He said if he gets out, people got to watch out. I don't think so. I think he'll lay low. I think this is kind of like a life changing event for him. He's never been in jail for this significant amount of time. Never. Yeah, he did in the eye drops, but it wasn't used for to put in your eye. He did have something in the eye drops, yes. They came out. They came out Friday or the day before. Yeah, he did. But not in the baby oil though. Because they tested the baby oil. That would have been a charge. They didn't charge him with that. So, um, is he on trial for being a freak? Nah. Mm-mm. Because I ain't caring about all that. I'm caring about, did they satisfy to check the boxes for the predicate acts within a 10-year period? Did they satisfy yes or no? That's all I want to know. I don't care about him having freak offs and liking baby oil. That's just his preference. I'm not judging him on that. And if he come out, he shouldn't feel no way about it. If that's what he liked, that's what he liked. But did you do a crime though? That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what he do in his personal life. That's not what I'm looking at. I can look past all that. No, no. You talking about Gina? Gina chilling. Gina in California, man. Come on, man. Go look at her Instagram if you don't believe me. Go look. She riding bikes, man. She enjoying her life, man. She out riding bikes, man. But that don't mean that she not gonna be there. Okay, I'm just being funny now. That doesn't mean that she's not gonna be there. But she out riding bikes right now. Okay, she's out riding bikes and enjoying her life. You're not getting a notification. You gotta. Oh, I wouldn't say. Let me see. Well, it don't matter. You here now. You know, the reason why you don't get the notifications, I'm gonna explain why. Just for those people, it's not. This is it's all relative, right? Let me give you an example. Take somebody with 1 million subscribers, and they have about. I see with 1 million subscribers, I be seeing people with 8,000 people in their chat. That's still not enough compared to their subscribers. Think about it. They got 8 to 10,000 in their chat, but they got 1 million subscribers. They didn't get all their notifications either. So the reason why that's the case is because YouTube, they want to keep you on YouTube. So let's say your last 10 videos were because you're in the market to buy a motorcycle. So you're researching motorcycles. So your notifications you're gonna get motorcycle videos. You're not gonna get my videos, you're gonna get motorcycle videos. But if you go down the timeline, then you'll see my video. So all you have to do is scroll down and then you'll see it. But you're not going to get the immediate notification because it goes by your last searches. So that's why you don't get the notifications. It's not that it's something wrong like that. I had to realize it's not that. It's happening for everybody because I see just take some people got like 8,000 or 5,000 in the chat, right? But look at their subscribers though. You're like, damn, it should be more. Um, but some people, I'm gonna tell you something. Some people do come with clout. Some people do, and then some people, what they hit is they hit the algorithm lottery. They hit that lottery. Once you hit that lottery, you are on and popping. Once you hit it, I don't know. Sometimes I'm talking about like that lady that you met, celebrity scandalous. She does stuff on the Diddy trial. She hit the algorithm lottery. Her name is Rotten Mango. She started out doing mukbangs. Go look at her earlier videos. She started out doing mukbang videos of her eating. And if you keep scrolling up her timeline, you'll see where she hit the lottery. And she never looked back. She literally hit the algorithm lottery. It only took one video. Tisa too. Tisa Tells. Tisa started out I think getting 13 views here and there, 14, 25 views here and there, and then she hit what you call the algorithm lottery. She hit it and she never looked back. Yeah, it wasn't her time getting back to Cassie. It wasn't her time. She lived to tell her story. Yeah, it just wasn't her time. It sucks everything that happened to her. And it's not her fault. Like, people get in relationships, they can't get out. You know, and he said before, like, "You ain't leaving me." And he also said it on the Breakfast Club. He better hope the feds don't find that video. He better hope they don't find the video because they'll try to introduce it as evidence. He said on the Breakfast Club that he's a crazy boyfriend. It's hard to get rid of him. You're not just getting rid of him that easy. But then Charlemagne was like, "Well, she got married and had kids." He said that's the only reason. He said that. He better hope they don't find it because they can use it. Yeah, Tisa hit the algorithm lottery, and she has never looked back. Once you hit it, you're not gonna fall at that point. You'll have spurts where she'll get 8,000 views here, 8,000 there, but it'll quickly go back up to 20, 30,000, 50,000 a video. If you accumulate that in a month time, that's a lot of money. That's a business. And also, she should have sponsors at this point. That pay for a trip, stuff like that. You should have sponsors. You know how people say we got to take a break to pay our bills. So, shout out to the sponsors. If anybody want to sponsor me, shout me out. You know what I mean? Hit me up on Instagram though. Don't hit me up on emails because I don't click links. Just let y'all know. I do not click links. It's best to hit me up on Instagram. Do not click links. But I'm not there yet for sponsors anyway. I'm not there yet. So I'm not expecting those sponsors. I'm not there yet. But for the people that have hit the algorithm lottery, they work hard out there. Okay? They don't have step. They upgrade their equipment too. You feel me? And some people, they don't even have that much equipment. They just use their cell phone. Like Tisa use their cell phone. Straight up. With a gimbal. That's it. She got lighting and stuff, but she don't need it. Because she's a personality now. She's a personality. So she home for the weekend. Shout out to her. She said Diddy ain't gonna make her lose her man. She got on that plane and went home for the weekend. That's hilarious. But see, me, I like to interact with people. You know how you be on some chats, they don't even talk to you? I like to talk to you. I can read the comments. I'll put it on slow mode so I can see everything and talk to you that way. Thank you, celebrity. I appreciate it. But here's my big takeaways. I'm gonna say this real quick. I have to give y'all a disclaimer again. My opinions, take that with a grain of salt. That's the only thing I can tell you. Take my opinions with a grain of salt. We're only doing this for the sake of conversation. I am no way trying to sway this trial. I just want to say this. I'm not getting paid by anybody. I am a free agent. I'm not for or against Diddy. I don't know Cassie like that. I'm not trying to sway this trial. I'm not trying to sway the jury. I'm just giving my opinions for the sake of conversation because people are interested in it. Do not take it like, oh, he's going to be found guilty because I said no. My opinion does not matter. And I'm not saying it to put myself down. It's true. The lawyers will tell you that. The only opinion that matters is the jury. And I know the lawyers appreciate me saying that. I had a lawyer come up to me one time and appreciated me saying that because she watched me all the way through. This is not this case. It was another case. It was a high profile case, but I'm not telling you. I even had a judge hit me up one time. Yep, I sure did. I sure did. I sure did. I'm talking about a judge, man. Straight up. Damn, I always be losing stuff between my seat. Damn it. I gotta go under my seat. Oh, I'm sitting in the car. I'm taking it easy, man, for this holiday. I'm taking it easy. I said I was gonna go. Nah, yo. It's a lot of energy putting into going to these trials, man. I'm really taking it easy, man. I'm sitting in the park, chilling. I get my walk on, you know what I'm saying, in the park. It's gentrified over here. When I grew up, guys around here, it was bad over here, yo. I'm just telling y'all that. You couldn't walk in the park really like that. I'm seeing people, um, the lighter hue. out here getting their exercise on, feeding the ducks and shit. That ain't never used to be like that when I was little. Never. Never like that at this park. But now it is. Now it is, and I like it. Because I can literally walk this whole park, and it's like damn near a mile. Just walking the whole park. I think it's more than that. So I did that earlier. I walked the whole park. I was like, damn, I actually walked this whole park, yo. Craziness. But yeah, man, what I say don't matter. It's just for the sake of conversation. I think you guys know that already. It's just a jury. So, um, Puff is also active in this case as well. Whether he's talking to his lawyers, they say he come in every day, give them a fist bump, hug them, give them a fist bump, stuff like that. They said there was one person in the gallery that gave him a heart sign, and he gave it back to him. So he do have supporters in that courtroom. His sons wasn't there Friday because his daughters just graduated, so they were back in California. But I suspect they will be there Monday. His mother wasn't there either; she was out in California because I saw the pictures for the graduation. His twins graduated high school, and yeah, they out here feeding the ducks, man, and all that. Sitting on the bench, feeding the ducks. You know, it's a police presence over here though. They make sure that this park is safe for the gentrifiers for sure. There's a building over here that it's like the rent is really, really, really expensive. So that the gentrifiers got to have they like to go in the park with their dogs, so they can't be out here in fear. That's what's up. I'm seeing a lot of nice cars over here. That's what's up, man. Now this area back in the '70s was just like this back in the '70s, but it changed. It changed in the '80s. Yep, in the '80s and '90s, it changed. It was like, you know, but now there's a push for the gentrifier to move back in here. That's what you're seeing now. Things always flip around. You still got some nuts in this park. There was a dude talking to himself in the park. He kept saying "yo" at me, yo, yo. You just ignore him. You know what I'm saying? That's all. People they got issues. And one dude was just like, he was really talking to him. So I thought he had his Bluetooth on. Nah, he was talking to somebody in the fifth dimension or something. I don't know what he was talking about. Then he stopped and looked at me. I just gave him a head nod, like that. It's a nice park though. So I'm glad it's back to normal. Back in the '80s, they used to do all kind of drug dealing out this park when crack hit the streets. They used to do all their business in this park. I used to play baseball in this park. That's how I know. They still have the baseball field. That's where I played baseball, Little League baseball in this park. They left us alone, but you couldn't go down the other end of the park. I tell you that much. But yeah, man, it's going down. Diddy trial going down. Um, it's going down, man. The vloggers are all probably back home now. Took their flights back and coming back for a Tuesday. They'll be back in town for Tuesday. They probably be back in town Monday for Tuesday morning. But people went home, you know. Tisha went home for a little bit. Somebody had told her in her comments, Tisha, you gotta be careful. She said, I got bodyguards, baby. She said, I got bodyguards. She damn sure do. And she got real bodyguards, like straight up, like ready for the sauce. But I'm gonna tell you something though. Big Gene, he really is Big Gene, man. Big Gene is Big Gene, man. Holy crap, that's a big dude, man. That Big Gene is really Big Gene. You know how people walk like they big? He walks like he's a giant. He walks like it. Yep. He walked like he a giant, take, the long strides, he walks like it, man. And one of the vloggers is like getting Gene's for saying something about Gene. Gene, was you a part of this big Gene that it happened? He said, look, stop playing with me. You better stop playing with me. I'll leave Big Gene alone. Yeah, going back to Cali. Yeah, y'all from Cali and all that. There's a lot of people out there from Cali, actually. I met another person out there from Cali, out there vlogging. But people said they're coming back Monday to get ready for Tuesday morning. Yep, got their flights out. They got their flights out Friday. Right after the trial, they went to the airport. A lot of people did. It's a business, for people. It really is. It's a business. That's so it's I learned that people really grinding out here, man. They doing it. So, and they got to run out for their break, especially if something went down. I might do that Tuesday, depending on what Capricorn's saying. If she's sitting up there setting it off, because look, we don't. If she's sitting up there setting it off, I have to come out for the break to let y'all know she's out there setting it off, man. Capricorn is setting it off, man. So I'm gonna have to come out on the break and let y'all know, like, it's going down. It's going down, folks. Capricorn setting it off. Okay. Yeah, Tuesday might be a little bit of fun. What if they had Roger Bonds too? Lord have mercy. I'll have to throw the hat on the floor, man. Gene will be there for that. Because Gene be there. Gene low-key be there, yo. Sometimes he don't. Sometimes he'll go live. But sometimes he'll show up late and just come up there. Because he don't live, he ain't too far. He just roll up in there and just have a seat. Yep, he do. He damn sure do. He might be there for that. I'm pretty sure he's going to be there for that. Pretty sure of it, because he's in town right now. I know he was dealing with his house in St. Louis and stuff like that. He had his house got damaged and stuff, so he's dealing with that. But right now, he's in town. Right now, he in town, man. So if it's that fire Tuesday, I have to come out on my break. You said KK could plant the first major guilty seed in the jury's mind, because she was the right hand. It sucks that she had to testify against him. You know what I'm saying? I know she don't want to, but she have to probably. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want to either. You know what I'm saying? If I was rocking with him like that, I would have a decision to make. Would I have to sit with him at that table, or would I have to go to jail? I don't know. Do KK got kids? I don't know if she got kids or not. You said, yeah, just get the midday views. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's going down. But look, the crazy part about it is Tisa got her little spot at the courtroom. It's her and what's the lady from the Breakfast Club? They got their own little spot set up already. It's hilarious. Everybody know they be right there. Neek be off to the side too. They all got their own little area. Jelaine didn't testify. She sat quiet. She should have. She should have snitched. But I think, it was too late. He was already gone. So it was just her. And she remained quiet. So yeah, but at this juncture, we waiting on Capricorn Tuesday. Now she might just set it off, y'all. She might set it off all the way to the point where she just set it off. And I have to come out on a break. I'm gonna have to come out on I can't eat lunch on y'all, man. And once I finish the live, because they only give you 30 minutes. So after I finish the live, I gotta quickly go back upstairs. You know what I'm saying, to get my seat. Because it's gonna be packed for her, for sure. And then we don't know when Christina Corm. I'm assuming that she's gonna testify. No, Capricorn was his assistant, and she also worked for his company as well. But she was like, then one of his main go-tos like that. If she, man, listen, I know she don't want to test, but she have to, and we're gonna wait and see. We're gonna wait and see what the deal is. We're gonna wait and see what the deal is, man. On what the possibilities are. So I'm giving it to you as I see it. I'm not telling you nothing that's not happening. I didn't see Chopper there because Chopper said he was there, but Chopper was there during jury selection. I wasn't there during jury selection, so I didn't see Chopper. Chopper is hilarious though. Chopper's hilarious the way he was describing everything. Chopper's straight up hilarious. He was like, I stared Diddy in the face there, right there. He said Diddy, he wasn't happy to see me, right there. But he did show up. That was at jury. I don't know. Did any of the vloggers say they saw him? I didn't. That was jury selection. I wasn't there, so I would love to see Chopper show up again. Now he is who I would try to get an interview with. I would try to get an interview with Chopper for sure. That's my guy right there. Like, Chopper, man, what's going on? How you feeling, Chopper? But Gene, Gene up in there. Gene is kind of like, it's a situation with him because he knew Puff on a personal level. So him almost dropped the mic. But he knew Puff on a personal level, from back in the day. So he got a different perspective on things. You said Gene is proven to be a true teller. Listen, Gene was the first ones because you remember he had that documentary, what I'm saying, talking about Biggs last night. He's been talking about it. And he's one thing I can say about Gene, he's never wavered. He's told the same story over and over again the same exact way. That's how he probably not lying. He's not lying. I have to say it like that because I wasn't there, but he has not wavered from his story. And he's not afraid either. I see why he's not afraid. God damn, Gene. He looked right at me too. I looked, I said, all right, Gene, I ain't got no problem with you, big fella. I ain't got no problem with you now. God dang. That's Big Gene. I guess because I was sitting over there near Miss Knockout. He knows Miss Knockout, because that's Black Rob's sister. So he know her. And he looked at me. He looked at me for like for a few seconds. And then he kind of shook his head. Like, I think he know who I am. I think he know who I am because my boy Born, he got a YouTube page too. I know him since the Sandbox. He's been to Gene house when Gene had a cookout. So they cool like that. So I know he look at this dude sitting up in here, man. I played football, but I didn't play. I was a tight end. And every time I say that, people say pause. Yeah, I was a tight end, man. Like, that's why, like I started my channel off. I was so interested in that Aaron Hernandez thing because he was a hell of a tight end. And me and him are the same size. Me and Aaron Hernandez are the same size, the same exact size, height and everything. Same exact size. And I was interested in it because of that CTE because I had a couple concussions and I got knocked out. And that's not good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know if you play football, you're gonna get got. We call it getting got. Everybody's gonna get got. Everybody's gonna catch it one way or the other, especially if you catching the ball. So tight ends we block, right? We provide max protection. And so we have to block. Sometimes we got blocking assignments on that line. And one time it was a slant pass up the middle. I did not feel the hit, dog. Only thing I know, I'm looking up at the sky and they trying to take my helmet off. That's the only thing I remember. And then the medical person was like, what day is it? I couldn't tell him the day. I couldn't tell him what day it was, and I didn't know why I was out there. He said, "Now you gotta go to the emergency room." They took me to the emergency room for an evaluation. The doctor said he just can't play for a week. That was back in the 90s. We didn't have concussion protocol, but they sat me out. Because when I went to the emergency room, I still didn't know what day it was. And then, because we play on Saturday, right? So I should have known what day it was because we have a game on Saturday. Sometimes we have a Friday night game, but I played on Saturday. And the most of the damage was done. I tried to play semi-pro football, man, like an idiot, like a complete idiot. My boy convinced me that I worked with at the time. He's like, "Yo, we in the gym and all that. Let's sign up for the team." I'm like, "For what?" We were taking creatine and all that shit, man. And then when I got out there, because the coach was like, "We just need a play, or we need somebody to fill a roster spot, so you might not even play, right?" Man, I got out there and played, man. I wasn't expecting to play, got knocked on my ass. I say, "Man, y'all acting like we playing for the Super Bowl, man. This is just for fun, really." And it was a traveling squad. We went out to Norfolk, Virginia. We played a team out there. But I was like, I played 1 year. I said, I'm done, I ain't doing this shit no more. No more. No more. Not again. I don't even want to catch a football no more. Not no more. I try to act like I never played. But back then we had fun with it. But yeah. So yeah. So but Gene, he's a different type of big. Gene would have played on the offensive line. Gene size, he's a prototype left tackle. Gene is a left tackle, yo. Gene is a prototype left or right tackle. Gene is not a guard. They would have put him on that left tackle spot, protecting the quarterback blind side if he's a right-hander. Gene is an offensive lineman. What's up? You already know where I'm at, Rachel. I saw you tried to call. I call you right back. You said, "Hey, everyone, I'm over this rain." Man, it's rain and it's brick out here. It's 50 degrees out here right now. And we about to go into June, and it's 50 degrees out here, man. How is it 50 degrees and it's almost June? But yeah, they thought I was celebrity scandalous bodyguard. Because somebody said, "Oh, you got your bodyguard today, huh?" I said, she was like, "No, he's a vlogger." They don't believe I'm a vlogger, man. Some people say, "Yo, you vlog?" Yeah, you see, I got the camera out. Yeah, I'm vlogging. And then some people might think I'm with Puff Team Squad. Somebody mentioned that. Like when I was going in, they was like, "That must be somebody with Puff." I like, "No, I'm not." I said that. "No, I'm not." That's when we was walking in with the family. There's different levels of big, man. Like Gene is just he's next level, yo. I see why he was Puff's bodyguard. I see why they call him Big Gene. He's for real Big Gene. For real. He's for real Big Gene, man. That's Big Gene. like Big Gene. Like he still ain't no joke. If he grab you, it's a wrap. If he grabs you, it's a wrap, man. That's all I can say to you. You said you assumed I was a bouncer. So I was a bouncer before. I did that. I had all type of side hustles. I was a bouncer in Richmond because my boy was bouncing and he was like, yo, we pay you every night. But I was in charge of the door, like letting people in. And um I was in charge of the door because we had a team. It was like 8 of us. And they put me in charge of the door because I was the smallest one, believe it or not. I'm the smallest one and the shortest one. And that team was big, yo. They were all like Big Gene size. They put me at the door. I said, man, why I gotta be at the door, man? Because I want to be inside where the action is. I had to be out there in the door. And I had to do a head count. And one time I messed up the head count and that place was packed, yo. They said, bro, you doing your job? Like, what are you doing? Like, yo, we full to capacity, man. What are you doing? I was out there bumping my gums. And then I had to pat people down. And then we had the wand, like the metal wand thing. So I had to do that and do I had a counter, a clicker. So yeah, I did bouncing. And then sometime I was in the club. Then I worked a strip club out here. Um and I was in charge of when the talent, because this one club, they had like porn stars come in and I had to pick them up at the hotel and drop them off at the I didn't even use my car. I used a company car because they used to rent a car, like a SUV, and I used to pick them up at the hotel and drop them off at the it was a white I'm not trying to be racist, but it was like a white club, a white strip club. They used to have the white porn stars come in. What's her name came in? What is her name, yo? Um, yeah, I forget her name. She kind of big in it. What is her name, yo? She used to be on she used to be on No Jumper. I forget her name right now. Shit, I forget her name. I had to pick her at one time. And they do their little acting stuff and all that stuff. They used to pay pretty good too. You get paid by the night. They either gave you a little check or they gave you cash. I'd rather have the cash. But I stopped doing that because the crew I was rolling with, they had dispersed. They moved somewhere else. But that's easy money. Easy money. Easy money. No, I see the thing is you can't slap up Puff because he's the boss. But I would try to hold him back though for beating up Cass. I would at least try to hold him back. He would probably be saying, "Man, get off me, man, get off me." I'm not gonna slap up the boss. You can't slap up the boss because then he could charge you. He could charge you for assault. So it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. At that point, you're not gonna sit up there and rough up the boss. You just try to hold him back. Like, look, Puff, come on, man. Like, it's not worth it. To catch a charge. I try to do that. I'm not talking about roughing him up. Puff got size to him. He do. He got size to him. He's not a small guy. He has size to him. I don't know how tall he is. He looked like he about 5'8". He looks like, yeah, he's like about 5'8", but he's not a small stature guy. He's not. And I know people say he might have gained weight, but he's an MDC. Then some people tell me he lost weight, but he looked normal to me. It's just that he's got white hair. So that's the only thing I noticed. I didn't notice that he was, He looks normal to me, and he doesn't look like he's out of like he gets up really fast, and yeah, he looks the same how he always looked, but he just got white hair. Oh, I heard about Q from day 26 saying Diddy and Dawn tried to sacrifice. I don't get into that. Ugh, I'm not getting into that because I wasn't there. I don't know. I don't know. And Dawn, I don't want to talk about Dawn because she already went through it. She's already went through the ringer with Nicole Westmoreland. I don't want to talk about that. So it's Dawn already, like I said, I don't wish that on nobody. That cross examination, oh my God. Dawn, that woman took Dawn to the cleaners. She sure did. It's almost like I don't even remember Dawn's testimony. That's how bad it was. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about her. You said woke up in the twins' room screaming. Screaming for what? You said that they gave him drugs and he blacked out and woke up in the twins' room screaming. Why was he screaming? Why was he screaming though? Was he screaming because he's on drugs? I heard about Q. This not the first time he was talking. They all had talked together and they were crying. A lot of them was crying. So something happened. They went through it. They talked before, but they talking again. Yeah, I don't know why he ended up in that room. That don't make sense. I don't think Puff would allow him in their room. You know what I'm saying? Puff is very careful when it come to his kids. I will say that they're well taken care of. His kids are well taken care of, all of them, well taken care of. He did a good job with them. They well taken care of too. And I like how they all hold hands because they were out in the hallway holding hands, praying. But everybody out there used to them now, though. It's just that when they come in, people, the cameras in their face and stuff like that. But inside, nobody really bothers them. They're just, part of the gallery. That everybody's used to them. I'm talking about all his kids. They're well taken care of. All of them are. Even the boys, the guys, they all are. All taken care of. I think Celebrity Scandalous mentioned how Quincy was dressed. Like you could tell he'd come from money. The way the outfit he had on, it looked expensive. Well, I mean, that's not his kid. That's Al B. Shore's kid. But Puff still took care of him. That's Al B. Shore's son, Quincy Brown. But he there every day supporting Puff. He's there every day. When he's in town, he's with them every day. And he's the oldest. Justin comes second. Justin is the next oldest, and then Christian. And then it's Chance. And then the twins. But they are well taken care of, man. For sure. He made sure of that. But they gotta hold him down. They gotta hold their old man down. They have to. That's what's keeping them sane. They gotta hold him down. I know the circumstances is crazy, but that's still their old man. So you gotta hold them down. You know what I'm saying? Your old man got into some crazy shit, but you still your old man. You still gotta hold him down. You know, like damn, that's my old man, but it is what it is. But yeah, as far as Puff, the way he looked the same to me. From it just that he got white hair, gray hair, and the gray in his beard. That's pretty much it. Chopper said he looks like he ain't got no money. He look just like just regular without money. Like that's not Puff Daddy no more. That's just Sean. But we know him as Puffy. Like my generation, we know him as Puffy. That's Puffy. You know, all about the Benjamins. What? Even though Jadakiss wrote most of his stuff, but he still went on a run though. We know him from that. Yo, that trial painter is hella jack. Yeah, he is, yo. The way he doing it, it's more than one trial painter. Just to let y'all know, it's more than one. It's more than one. So you just can't blame that dude that's doing it. It's a guy, it's a female doing it too. It is jacked up. I ain't gonna lie to you. They making him look like he crazy. That's what they making him look like. They making him look like he's insane. Like sitting there. I know it's an illustration, but damn. Like, can you make it a little bit more realistic? Because it looks crazy. Yeah, buck tooth them up. Yo, he need to be charged. Somebody said that the artist need to be charged with a crime. You know what I'm saying? The way he got him looking, man, he got him looking crazy. Like because people ask me, how does he look, man? Did he look great? No, he looked normal. He looks normal. Sometimes he do look back at the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And they notice it because he stare at people. But they got him looking like he is crazy. They up there playing in his face, yo. The way they doing them sketches. They up there playing in his face. It's crazy. Yeah, they need to be charged, yo. For real. You got to be charged at this point. You really got to be charged for what you're doing. It's just ridiculous. Like the way he's looking, though they had him back and the way his mouth was open. Nah, he not looking like that. He's looking regular. He just sitting there. Really, he just sitting there taking notes. Like he'll write stuff down, pass it to his attorney. That's all he doing. He just like a normal client, I guess, normal defendant. I don't know what normal is, but he's not looking crazy. He's just sitting there. Look, all you gotta do is go look at a picture of Puff. Okay, you know that video where he was apologizing, saying he was in a deep dark place. He looks just like that, but with white hair. Okay, he looks just like that, but with white hair. And the assistant already said it that he used to require you got to get him just for men. You know, in his little bag, you got to make sure his just for men is in the hotel because he used just for men. He had to. I knew he used just for men because of his age because I have to use it. Yeah, them sketches is making him look crazy, man. It's making him look real insane. I had already went over like what I think the case is from a juror perspective. But again, I had to say that I'm not the jury. I have to provide that disclaimer. It's all the way white, Barbara. There's a little bit of pepper in his hair. It is, but it's like, yo, it stands out on the TV monitor Because some people say, where is he sitting? I said, just look for the white hair. They was like, well, Brian still got white hair too. I said, he's sitting next to him. It's the both people with the white hair. That's him. They said, oh, I see him now. Yeah. And he's taller than Brian Steele. So when they're standing up, it's the tallest one with the white hair. That's him. Yeah, you saw him with gray hair during the pandemic, but no. It's gray on another level now. His hair is all the way white. It's distinctive white, distinctively white. It stands out because of his complexion. And somebody made a joke saying that he looked like the dude from Coming to America, you know, Arsenio's character in the barbershop. They trying to say he looked like that, man. And people crazy, man. His hair is noticeably white. Noticeably. It's like bright white. It looked like it's glowing on a TV monitor. That's how white it is. I'm like, damn, pup, did you color your hair white? Did you bleach your hair? How's your hair like that? It's like all the way white. Like, damn, bro. Damn. Like it's genetics, right? But then the stress could have made it all white. You know what I'm saying? It looks all the way white. All the way. Like Kris Kringle white. But it stands out because that's what you see. Because when he stand up with his when the jury comes in, when the jury come in, he stands up and he stands out. He has a huge presence. I ain't gonna lie to you. His energy, it makes people look at him. He really stands out. He really does. No, I don't know. You can't color your hair in prison, I don't think. Yeah, he did. The assistant said he used to have his Just for Men. Make sure his Just for Men is in his bag and stuff like that. He used Just for Men. He said it. He said Just for Men. But I saw his hair during the pandemic. It was gray, but not like this. His hair is all the way gray. Like it's white. It's like bright white. I guess because of the lights. It's like it's glowing or something. And his beard is white. It has salt and pepper in his beard though, but it's white though. I think that's all by design too. And the sweaters he wear, it makes him look like he's normal. You know, it makes him like an older man. Normal. Yeah, it has to be strategic because the sweaters he wear. You said no, he looks the same, Rachel. It's just his hair is white. He looks the same. It's just he got white hair. He looks like he looks the same as that video when he was apologizing. But he just got white hair. It's hard to explain. He doesn't look old though. It's just he got white hair. He has a young looking face but with white hair. It's crazy. I mean, that's still puffy. You can tell it's puffy. But it's the white hair, man. Maybe it's to give sympathy, man. That hair is white, bro. It is. It's a fro. He got a fro, man. He rocking a fro. But he rocking an old man fro. He not rocking I can't, it's hard to explain. And he looked back. Sometimes he'll look back at the audience. Well, his kids are right in back of him. They sit right in back of him so he can look back at them. You know, Cosby, when Cosby got found guilty, that was a shock to my system. They took his expensive cane away because he had a nice cane. The wood came from Italy, like this nice oak. And then they took his suit jacket off. His pants was hiked up to his chest. It was a mess. He had his tie off. Oh, it was a mess. Well, what they did to Cosby, he wasn't supposed to survive that. He did though. And look, they put Cosby in population. They put him in the population. You know how Cosby looked when he got out of jail? How his hair was white? That's how Puff looked. And Cosby hair wasn't all the way white when he was going through trial. It wasn't. It's when he got out, his hair was like Kris Kringle white, man. He was like Santa Claus white. That's how Puff looked. Yeah, he did the shuffle. They still giving it to Cosby because he wanted to go on a comedy tour. They said they ain't studying him doing that. Like, nope, you ain't going no tour, dog. Nope. Even though he got out, they had Cosby guys. They had him in the population. They didn't have him by himself. He was in general population. He damn sure was. But he was like an OG in there. I heard he was like showing people different tricks and stuff about investing and stuff like that. So they consider him an OG. They took care of him up in there. Yep, he had no issues. OJ didn't either when he was in population. They've had OJ in population. But yeah, Puff hair is like white. And I can see like why he would dye it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think it got more white when he was in the MDC. That stress will speed it up. It sure will. But he don't look old in the face though. That's why it's hard to explain. He don't look old in the face. He just looked like regular Puff, but this white hair. But I haven't been inside his courtroom yet, so that might be. I might have to put a rain check on that because the Capricorn testified. I know I'm not getting in because they only allow for 14 seats for the regular people. Like they got everything for the media. They have a section for the media. They have seats for the media, and they have seats for the family, and 14 other seats for everybody else. And I'm not paying to get in there. I heard you got to pay to get in there. I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna be in the overflow room because I can see everything just fine. So I just rather do that. Sit up in there with Gene because Gene being where I'm sitting at. Gene walk up in there. I've seen all the ladies from the Law and Crime Network. They be in there. The lady from CNN, she be in there. I was talking to her on the on the not the hotel the escalator. I mean the elevator because did the judge say come back at 1:30? She said, oh heavens no. She said he only gave us 30 minutes. That's what the CNN lady said. She said I wish it was that long because we would have a lot of time to work. She said no, he only gave us 30 minutes. I said I heard him wrong then. He said 1 o'clock. I thought he said 1:30. You said run the lights, Kenny. I ain't saying that to him. I'm not saying. I wanted to yell it though. Yo, Kenny, run the lights, Kenny. What you do? I want to yell it. I ain't want to do that because Gene, look, he get pissed. You know what I'm saying? I got to be on the elevator with him probably. Hell no. Run the lights, Kenny. Or, hey, yo, Puff. I heard that they coming to get us, Puff. He's like, yo, you would never work. He said, you ain't got to go, Gene. You ain't got. I know how to do Gene, but I ain't doing it, man, because I got to run into him. I'm not. Don't you have me clowning Gene because I got to run into him. No, thank you. That's all I need. Me and him on the elevator. Oh no, nope. He said, "You think you're a funny guy, huh?" No, Mr. Gene. I call him Mr. Gene. No, Mr. Gene. And then he'll come back. I punked your boy Max. I punked him. I punked Max. I punked your boy Max. I saw him on the elevator. No, Gene is cool. He cool. He just be sitting up in there chilling, taking notes like everybody else. He got his note pen and pad. I wouldn't. I wish I would be on the elevator and say, "Run the lights, Kenny. Run the light." Hell no. Nope. 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 I wish I would do that to Big Gene. You said Gene would like you. Stop. No. I'm not gonna say that because that was you know why? Because that was a stressful time in his life. Because that was a time in his life where Big passed away and he was there. He was a security. But what I would say is cooking in conversation with Big Gene. I want to say that to him so bad. Cooking in conversation with Big Gene. No, I'm not pissing Big Gene off, yo. Guys, he really is Big Gene. He really is. Not pissing Big Gene off. You're not having me doing that. No, sir. Big Gene is everything of Big Gene. Straight up. He's a left tackle in the football. In football, he'd be ready to play left tackle for the Jets, man. And that's saying something. He's bigger than what's his name from the 49ers. The left tackle from the 49ers. Trent, he bigger than Trent. I've seen Trent before. It's Trent from New Jersey. I've seen him before. Like up close. He bigger than Trent. Okay? And Trent's a left tackle. He bigger than Trent Williams. And that's for sure. No, I'm not messing with Big Gene, man. He looked my way. I said, all right, Big Gene. You ain't mad at me, are you? God damn. It's Big Gene. Somebody next to me was laughing. She's like, is that Gene? I said, that's Big Gene. This lady, she's a correspondent. She's like, is that Gene? I said, no, that's Big Gene. She said, yeah, Big Gene. I said, no, you gotta say Big Gene. So shout out to Big Gene, man. He just come in there, have a seat, and chill, man. He just take his notes, and then he'd be out. Cooking in conversation, guys, with Big Gene. Yeah, y'all not gonna have me hemmed up with Big Gene, man. That's just what it is. My boy the same, like they the same size, but he bigger than my boy though. Like Big Born. If you go to YouTube, his name is King of New Jersey BTB TV. Born. King of New Jersey BTB TV. I know him since the Sandbox, and he's cool with Big Gene because they both were bodyguards. He was a bodyguard too, and so yeah, they both they share that in common. They both big as fuck, but yeah, man, Gene is a little bit bigger. He got the size to him too. Who else I saw in there? There's a couple people that's real cool with Diddy that grew up with him. I see them in there every day. There's one guy in particular. He grew up with Diddy. He's like real cool with him. He's in there every day. And the guy that wear the free Diddy sweater, he's actually known Diddy since I guess childhood. He's there with the family every day. He mad cool. He be saying hello to everybody. He's cool. Very cool. Very cool guy. I seen him wait when he was waiting online to go through the checkpoint. Real cool guy. He just there to support, like that. He be with the kids. I mean, I keep saying kids. They grown now. He be with Diddy's kids. But you cannot miss Big Gene when he walking by. You can't miss him. And then the cameras say, yeah, they go Big Gene. Like the cameras was following him. Tisa was following him too. He know Tisa. He did an interview with her before. Celebrity Scandalous went up to Gene. She was like, I'm a member, y'all. That's what she was saying to him. He started laughing. You said, where is Diddy celeb friends? They quiet. He did have a celebrity friend there. He had 88 Keys there. 88 Keys was there to support. Diddy. He's a producer, right? Yeah, he was there. Um, there's been celebrities there, but they haven't been in the courtroom. Like Jaguar Wright has been there. Little Rod has been there. Um, I haven't seen Mace and Cameron yet. I know Mace said he was going to show up. I didn't see 50 Cent yet, but I think 50 was trolling. But I have, I did see 88 Keys though. I didn't even know it was him. He said I was talking to him. Didn't even know it was him. Somebody had pointed out to me, yo, that's 88 Keys you were talking to. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, he was there. I think Puff saw him too, because he wanted Puff to see him. So yeah. Um yeah. You said where his funds were, Bentley? No, it was a lawsuit filed, but I think he's a vexatious litigant. So, a person that just filed lawsuits to be filing them. I think that's gonna get dropped. I mean, I'm fair, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell you, man, like, I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm gonna tell you how I see it. You know what I'm saying? There was a celebrity there to support him. It was 88 Keys. He was there. And he was there to support Diddy. So Diddy has to be pleased with him for that, because he did come to support, yo. He did. Yep. 88 Keys was definitely there, yo. He's been there multiple days, actually. You said Max, Richmond, Virginia in the house. What's up? I'm not in Richmond at the particular moment, but I'm out here. But as far as his celeb friends, maybe they'll show up because it's still the trial's still going on, so we'll see. Um, we'll see who show up. But I know as far as celebrities like that's there, Jaguar was there. You already know that Jaguar was there representing. Yo, Jaguar. Let me tell y'all this real quick. Jaguar, she had like 3 big ass bodyguards, yo, like big jean size. And I'm not even lying to you, yo. Her bodyguard was like big jean size, man. Yeah, Jaguar Wright. Her bodyguards was big jean size, though. She had 3 of them. They were not playing. She had real bodyguards. I give it to Jaguar. She had real bodyguards, yo. They were like big jean size, man. And they were not letting you get close to her. Because when I walked by, I didn't know it was her at first. Because you know where I walk. Y'all saw the direction I was walking, right? If y'all saw me go live, walk into the courtroom. Um, when I walked right before, right there where the family get dropped off at, she was a little bit beyond that. And when I was walking by, I had to walk by the security. They were looking at me like, it was kind of like, okay. Yeah, like offensive tackles, man. You could tell they played football. They were offensive linemen, you could tell. Because most offensive linemen, if they don't make the NFL, they bodyguards. A lot of them are. You could tell they played football. You could tell. They like freaking big homie CC size. And, big homie played for the Bears. So they were like big homie CC size, man. I was expecting to see big homie CC come up there. If I saw him, I would approach him and try to get a drop or something. Yo, big homie, give me a drop for the channel, man. Give Max a drop, man. Come on, man. Give Max a drop. Give Max a drop, big homie. I didn't see him. Kid Cudi, when I had showed up, I wish I had stayed out there because the cameras they were waiting for somebody to show up. I was like, man, it's raining. I got to go in. Kid Cudi, right when I was going through checkpoint and when I was going to the elevator, there was commotion because Kid Cudi was coming. I missed him. I just missed him, but I didn't see him come in. I would at least got that footage because right where Kid Cudi was walking in. That's where we got to walk in to go to the checkpoint. But what y'all don't see on camera, there's security everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. So, well, the one assistant, he didn't want to testify for Diddy. He said that Diddy, he credited Diddy for his work ethic, and Diddy was kind of like smiling at him. He was smiling at him. He said Diddy was a king amongst men. He said that, and Diddy smiled. And when he was walking off, Diddy looked at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Um, let me see who else. I'm trying to figure if I missed something about that testimony. I think I'm leaving something out. You guys already heard it anyway. You guys heard most of the testimony anyway. Yeah, you guys heard most of the testimony. But yeah, it's let me see. So he got off, then the special agent came on. Yeah, he was just saying he worked for Diddy and he enjoyed working for him. That's what he said. But he said he had to leave because it was getting hectic. You know what I'm saying? It was past his moral compass. And that was it. There is alleged victim supposed to be testifying. She go by Jane Doe. She hasn't testified yet. Maybe Tuesday. I don't know. I don't know how long Capricorn gonna be on the stand. Miss Capricorn Clark. I don't know how long she gonna be on the stand, but I don't know. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Um, there's a lot of lawyers there. I tell you that much. They be sitting in the gallery and stuff, and then they'll leave afterwards. They just stay for a little bit and leave, stuff like that. And nobody knows who it is though. I don't know what y'all. I don't know who the victim is. It's just Jane Doe. Um, I'll have to wait and see who it is. I know a lot of people. Gina name came up a lot in Cassie testimony and also Cassie's friend testimony. She said, that Gina girl. She said it like that. That Gina girl. She was causing problems. That Gina girl, and they had to admonish her. Don't call her that. That Gina girl. And she's younger. She said she's younger than her and Cassie. You know what I'm saying? That Gina girl. Gina. Puff got a type. He like Asian persuasion. That's what it seemed like. You know what I'm saying? Puff Daddy. P Diddy. Puffy. Brother Love. Love. Yeah, that's love, man. Love. Love done got himself in some mess, y'all. Lord have mercy. Love done got himself in some mess. Oh, Frank Black. Yeah. And Frank Black. Yeah, Mr. Frank Black. And he said to the assistant, well, why did he call himself Frank Black? He said, well, Biggie called himself Frank White. So he called himself Frank Black. You know what I'm saying? So everybody figured that out. And he also said he didn't work on Biggie's birthday. Um, Puff considered it a holiday. Nobody worked on Biggie's birthday. That was considered a holiday for Bad Boy. That was their holiday, you know what I'm saying, where they didn't work. And when he was on the stand, that was Biggie's birthday, I believe. He said, "You didn't have to work today, did you?" And he didn't. He said, "Oh yeah, we didn't work on Biggie's birthday." Yeah, he didn't work on. And you know what I thought? Like when Jay-Z said, "The only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace." You know what I'm saying? The only Christopher, Christopher Columbus. Only Christopher I acknowledge is Wallace. But yeah, Frank Black. I don't know who he was staying with at the time he got arrested. I don't know. But he had the strobe light in the room. Um, all the essentials he needed, like that. Baby oil, Astroglide, a lot of other trinkets. He has some Tim boots, just the normal New York stuff. Because he was in New York, had to have the Tims, the varsity jackets. But he was gonna turn himself in. He was set to turn himself in, but they arrested him. That's what he was waiting on, to turn himself in so he can make bail. Make bail and whatnot. So that's what happened there. You said the hotel room wasn't up to par. It was a suite though. He had a suite, but everything was all over the place. He had all his clothes and stuff. And then I guess his family had rooms in there too. Because when he got arrested, he had his entourage with him at the time of his arrest. There was a bunch of people in the lobby when he got arrested, and the feds moved in on him. So he wasn't by himself. Definitely wasn't. And then you remember there was videos of him just hanging in Harlem, just hanging on the street, people coming up to him, taking pictures and stuff. So he had been all over New York. He was also in Central Park chilling, stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's love, man. And the crazy part was, his hair wasn't gray at the time. It just went gray since he'd been sitting in there. That Just for Men, that do wear off quick. It do wear off quick, man. You say he expected the Waldorf Hotel to like come into America. He was living like that though. He had people taking care of all his needs. If you go to his videos, it's hilarious. He was like, "Where's my music at?" He said, "I need a DJ." He said, if you a DJ, you want to work for me?" He said, "I need a DJ on the plane. Somebody with the iPad, to play my music." Whenever he wanted to listen to some music, he needed a music guy. He can easily go, "Come on, Puff, you can easily go on your iPad yourself and do it." But he don't want to do that. He needs somebody to do it. You can do it. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Pooh Sunshine Bear. We have a little break right now. Monday is the holiday, and Tuesday we're back at it. It is Tuesday. We back in the madness. I like going to New York every day. It's kind of cool. I feel like I'm going to work. The judge let us out at 3 o'clock, and I'm making a rush to my car because I am not trying to deal with that rush hour. Because if you leave at 3, that's the sweet spot. You can get right to that tunnel before it builds up. But let me see. So we did hear all those people testify. We had Cassie was on the stand for 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Yeah, 4 days. She was on the stand. And they were talking about bringing her back, but I think the judge didn't approve it for the defense to bring her back. But I think the judge said no. I think her husband's supposed to be a witness for the defense. They might call him. That's about it. What else? He has a lot of support in the courtroom though. He does. Maybe I'm thinking it's some people that maybe used to work for Bad Boy and stuff like that. I mean all races too. He got a lot of support in there, man. That's why I'm careful who I talk to in there because you never know. I don't want to offend nobody. There's this one lady got offended by Fresh and Fit in the elevator. I was sitting in there with him. I was in the elevator with him. He was like, "Yeah, so they got him out to do this. All they got is this." He was like, he also beat her ass too. He was like, "Oh, you must be a feminist." He said that to her, and she gave him a dirty look. He said, "Oh, you must be a feminist, huh?" He called her that. He said she must be a feminist. She looked at me. I just looked up. I said, "I ain't in this. I'm not in this. Don't look at me. Don't look at him. Don't look at me." He the one said it. He said, "Oh, she's a feminist." He said these feminists is something else. He straight called her a feminist. He sure did. He called her that. I said, "Will you please stop?" I'm like, let's get off the elevator in peace, please." But he get a lot of interviews when he go outside. People we want to interview him. So that's the Fresh and Fit guy. Yeah, Fresh and Fit. He be there every day. Actually, every single day he's been there. No, I didn't see the video of Jack going off on Tisa. I didn't. She was going off on Tisa outside. I didn't. I wasn't around. I don't know. I didn't know that existed. I only saw a Jaguar out there. She had her camera and a microphone in her hand, and her bodyguards were around. That was the only time I saw a Jaguar. I saw her once after that, but other than that, she left. She didn't come inside. I don't think. I don't think she was in the courtroom. Mm-mm. She stayed outside with her bodyguards. Yep. She had about three of them, all big offensive lineman dudes, man. Sure did. But I didn't see if she got at Tease. I didn't see that. It wasn't nobody jumping in Tisa face anyway. Not with them bodyguards around. They watching her. Jag, she probably know me for the Nature Boy case, but she's not out there getting at anybody though. She was just out there doing her content. She wasn't causing a disturbance. Yeah, Jag wasn't causing a disturbance at all. She was just out there doing her content, and that was it. I didn't see anything. She was kind of off to the side. Now, there was some people, media people, that had the camera on her, and then somebody requested for an interview. I did see that. Because the media knew she was there because the cameras were on her. They were like recording her, but that was about it. And they was also recording Little Rod when he was standing out there. I was out there when he was standing out there. He had a suit on and stuff. But I haven't seen Little Rod after that though. I only saw him that day. I didn't see him anymore. Maybe he'll come back. I'm not sure. But as far as the only other producer I saw out there was 88 Keys. So But yeah, man, I haven't seen any celebrities come on his side yet, though. That's true. I haven't seen anybody. I know if Jay-Z come there, it'll be hectic if he come in there. I don't think Jay is showing up. If he did, it'll be crazy. Cameras will be all in his face. No, definitely didn't. I don't see no other celebrities. But there are a lot of people that was work for Puff, like Bad Boy. They were there. Um, supporting and stuff. You could tell it's a lot of people that work for him that was there to support him. Like that. I could tell. Like that. But other than that, didn't see nobody else. I haven't seen Ye yet. I'm assuming he might show up. I could see him showing up one day, but if he show up, he has to go in the courtroom. Either that or he might go in the overflow room. Like that if Ye show up. But I'm expecting somebody to show up eventually. I could see Ye being one of them. Yeah, I definitely could see Ye being one of them. But as of right now, no. Dallas Austin name came up in several testimonies, but I haven't seen Dallas Austin. I don't think he's going to testify. We were expecting a lot of celebrities to testify, but no, haven't heard from anybody. Maybe they will, but it's still, maybe as the weeks go on, but right now, no. But if Kanye West show up, everybody be talking about that. But I don't think Ye gonna show up though. I don't. He'll probably just lay low. But the only other celebrity, I guess you can call him a celebrity, is Big Gene. He was there, but he's not there for Puff though. But I was expecting some celebrity to show up on Puff's side. But right now, no, he's by himself. Nobody. Yeah, he's just pretty much on his own, folks. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll come back a little later. But that's just my thoughts so far. But yeah, you said all juries must find him guilty or mistrial. Yeah, it has to be unanimous. If he's gonna be found guilty, it has to be unanimous. Or not guilty, it has to be unanimous. Mistrial, he only needs one. He only needs one holdout. That's it. It'll be a mistrial. Yep. All he needs is one, folks. That's it. And what will happen there? I guess they'll try him again, and if it's another mistrial, I don't know what they're gonna do. They want to keep wasting money or what? I don't know. Spending money, I don't know. You believe at least two counts? Um, you must be talking like, yeah, at least two counts, maybe. That don't carry that much time though. So he might could get off on, be okay that way. A lot of people saying it's close. That's why I say, man, you just gotta wait for the jury. Just gotta wait for the jury. What's up, Diddy Docket? He said, sorry, I'm way behind on live. Just hit refresh. Just shout out to the Diddy Docket. Um, well, Chopper has a contract, but he has to sign off on it so he can be released. But he has to wait for the trial to be over. Because Diddy is not thinking about nothing like that right now. Definitely not. That's the least of his concerns right now. Yeah, I would say when the defense put on their case, he would have people coming to his defense to testify on his behalf. For sure. For sure. Right now, the government's still putting on their case. So defense is next. So we'll see what they have to offer. I don't know when they're going to release his witness names. We're going to have to wait till they put on their case. Both sides are being very careful with that, with the witness list, because we only know when during the trial they'll say, "Oh, such and such is testifying Tuesday," or they'll say this person, this person, this person is testifying. That's the only way we know. They don't really publish the list like that unless somebody has it. You have to check on Twitter, check with, like, if the Diddy docket has something, check with the Diddy docket or Inner City Press, different people like that, or check the news outlets, TMZ. You could probably find out that way because they got eyes in the courtroom as well, especially TMZ. They got eyes inside his courtroom. Some of the TMZ people in his courtroom. So they be paying they be paying the line holders. The line holders out there now. They might not be out there now, but they're gonna definitely be out there Sunday night. They'll stay out there all night in their tents. Yeah, they're gonna sensationalize stuff. Um, that's just what's happening. You're gonna have people sensationalize stuff, and I just report what I see. Just like I said, he looks normal. People say, do he look stressed? I would say so. Yeah, I mean, because of the situation. Yeah, he does definitely have a serious look on his face. I mean, he's trying to get out. Far as he concerned, if he's lucky, he'll be out the end of the month. If the jury deliberate before the 4th of July, he'll be out the end of June. That's what he's looking for. That's what he's hoping for, to be out for the summer, for sure. But his kids look normal. I mean, his family look normal. I mean, you could tell his mom a little stressed, like that. But they don't really they have blank looks on their face. It's just about their business. They go in, sit down. You really can't read them like that. So, and they be chilling when it's lunchtime, and sometimes they'll go in the break room. They just chilling. Some people be talking to them. They talk to the people like that, but yeah. Sometimes they'll stay on the floor though and just wait in the hallway. But yeah, I haven't seen anybody else. Man, I was expecting some other celebrities though. I was. But maybe next week we'll see. All right, guys, let me get out of here. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for joining. All right, y'all.